Okay, this is the first rendition, and this is backwards. You would be reaching to it from behind here like this and pulling on that like that. But I need more play, not more play, but I need more plunging, and this isn't going to work the way this is. So the main concept is there, we got to refine it. I wonder if it'll work. Well, here we are, guys and gals. This is the final iteration of my reverse lockout, but it's getting late. It's already 20 minutes after 9. Time for this old man to get in the house. Anyway, just a quick description and a demonstration. Piece of threaded rod here. I didn't really want threaded rod because it's not really smooth working, but and I may remedy that. The reason I went with all threaded rod was because I have to run this nut all the way up in here to be able to adjust this. So one way or the other, either I got to thread it down to this point and then thread the bottom so I can put the nut on the bottom, or something to that effect. It needs to be done in such a way that I can take it apart, don't you know? And I wanted this to be adjustable too, so I can adjust the tension on it. Yep. So anyway, the way it works, this is in neutral right now. That's neutral. And if I reach over here and I turn the sprocket on the, the clutch, nothing is turning out in here. That's because we're in neutral. So then I can shift it into first gear, and I had it lined up so all the gears would shift smoothly. I could shift it into first gear and it slides up out of the hole no problem, into second, and all the way into third. Then when I come back into neutral, it stops it there, and even with a little bit of play that I have there, it won't push my shift linkage over here. So then to get it into reverse, I simply lift up on this and forward like that. So that's my reverse lockout. And the only time you got to mess with it is when you want to go into reverse, like that. So that's the way it is. You saw the way I started off, trying to use a handle off of a bicycle, and that would have been cool. This is what I was thinking of going with here, but this would have been cool, you know, with all the holes in it and everything. But this was curved too much because this is off of an old 10-speed style bicycle. Then I went from that, I switched over to a straight one like this, and I think I even took a picture of that and had the cable going down and mounted through here. But yeah, well, anyway, it wasn't working every way I tried it. So then I started thinking along these lines. This is probably closer to what the originals were, not original reverse lockouts, but original emergency brakes. They usually had a handle like I was going to do here. But at any rate, this is similar to the reverse lockouts, at least the handle part that they use on race cars. Back in the day when they had 4 speeds, you'd have your regular shift handle up here, and then you'd have a T handle down here, so you could lift it and shift it into reverse. So this is on that same idea, and I think it'll work fine for what we have. It's not like we're going to be speed shifting this thing at all. This will just keep us from accidentally pushing it too far forward and you know, getting it into reverse. So that works fine. And a little bit of slop in here is good because that allows for this flexibility. So I just got to take care of this and take the handle off of here, pull this up out of here like that. This here was originally an old box wrench. It was boxed this away down on the bottom, and then the top socket was pointed up this way. And what I did was I cut it off down here so that I could work on all of this and be able to set it up to put this sleeve on afterwards. And I also, because I wanted to turn this down in the lathe so that my handle would fit on there like that. So I suppose I could just leave the chrome off. You know me and chrome, I love chrome. And this is another piece of that tubing that I used on my rear axle. So I'll probably use the chrome just like that. But I've got to take it all apart now and finish cleaning this all off and paint it. But I've got to come up with a way to stiffen this here, because you can see the amount of movement in there. If I go like this, see, this will just fit in there. And that stops it from moving at all. But if I take this out here, you can see how much this moves back and forth here, almost to the point where the ball is hitting on the handle. So I suppose the way I have it right now, it doesn't really matter too much, because I've got enough play. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll just leave it like it is. And that would be fine and dandy with me. Be a lot easier. So there you have it, a reverse lockout for the Goofy cart. Friday will be the next day that I have an opportunity to get out here. Hopefully I can get that firewall modified, and then I can have my son and my grandson come over and they can help me put the body back on, and we'll see about hot wiring the ignition. Actually, there's nothing to hot wire the ignition for. I would have to temporarily hook up an ignition switch, and all I have to do is use a remote starter button. That wouldn't be an issue. And then just run a kill wire off of my coil. Right there, see that? Yeah, I would need to run a wire off of that. Just have it hanging back here somewhere where I could ground it out when we wanted to shut it off. You know what I mean? And I still got lots of wiring to do. I do have the wires hung into the front headlights. Take you around over here so you can see that. I've got them run through the tubing now, and I need to fish them over and have them coming up through the frame the same place as the taillight wires are. And of course then we got to wire up for the charging system as well as the ignition system. And we got our charging system, regulator and all that good stuff is right down here. I got to finish mounting that. Yep, so I got all that junk there to take care of too. So yeah, that's where we're at today. Till next time, this is George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, saying thanks for watching, for commenting, and for subscribing. Bye for now.